It'll be a historic day here at the Adirondack Bank Center in downtown Utica, as it is the first ever World Lacrosse Box Championship women's gold medal game. It is between Canada and the United States. Welcome inside. My name is Teddy Jenner. Thank you for joining us here on ESPN and wherever you may be watching around the world. It has been a fantastic 10 days. And we have seen some incredible lacrosse, but as we mentioned, for the first time ever, it is a women's World Championship gold medal game. And here is the bracket. Canada, USA, both teams coming in with 6-0 records. Canada only 5 goals against this entire tournament. It is going to be up to the Americans. If they are going to want to win gold, are going to have to find a way inside this Canadian defense and a way to get past Kayla Kondo. It is going to be an unbelievable scene set. We'll talk to our broadcasters momentarily. But first, Mackie Jenner with Canada head coach Troy Cordingley.
Coach, I mean, some of these women have been around the game since they were 4 years old. An opportunity to continue to make history. What's it going to take to find that last gear and get it done today?
Well, the way I look at it is it's the team that wants it the most here. Both teams are very talented. Both teams are well coached. It's going to be a tough battle. So it's last man standing, so to speak.
Thank you so much, and good luck today.
And the last woman standing could very well be Erica Evans. She leads this Canadian team with 32 goals, 18 assists. She has been a force all over the floor, and a lot of these Canadian women have been playing box lacrosse since they were young kids, playing with their brothers and their cousins. And of course, Erica Evans comes from the legendary Evans family from Peterborough, Ontario. So it will be a massive test for the Americans to stop them, and it will be up to Ginny Cappuccioni, the head coach of the Americans, to get that game plan in place, and she's with Mackenzie.
Coach, these women have absolutely adapted to this discipline of the sport so quickly. Credit to your coaching. What's this one mean to be able to compete for a gold medal here at home?
Well, first, it definitely was more to their credit because they had to do the work. They had to play in all the leagues, make tremendous sacrifice they'd never made before, they said. So to do it at home, I mean, I've had to travel for my career all over the world. It's very special that their families are here and we're able to do it at home. There's a lot of people everywhere we meet that's very supportive of us, so we're thankful, yeah.
The big star for Team America will be Charlotte North, a two-time Tewaaraton Award winner, the all-time NCAA scorer with 358 goals out of the Boston College University. And this is a real first time playing in the indoors, as many of these American women are really starting to embrace what is box lacrosse, and it is going to be an incredible performance. So Canada going to have to be aware of what Charlotte North and this American offense can do. Let's send it up to the booth. Daniela Ponticelli, Mitch Blau with the call, and let's see how they will break down this game.
Thank you so much, Teddy. Yes, Mitch, I mean, Canada setting the tone day one. They have been blazing a trail for this gold medal game. 4 straight shutouts. Mitch, the numbers to this point have been astounding.
Yeah, they are outscoring their opponents 113-0 in pool play. They rolled through pool play. They had scoring by committee. All of their offensive players were chipping in. Here we see Erica Evans, Megan Kinna, Daisha Cordingley. They are really leading the way, but this is a Canadian offense with box IQ. We've heard they've been doing this since they were little girls, and now they're doing it on the biggest stage.
And the United States, of course, having its own dominant run. And Mitch, Caroline Wakefield telling me earlier that tough test against the Haudenosaunee early was a great wake-up call, a reminder of the fierce competition, but their stars have been shining on home soil.
Yeah, everyone knows the name Charlotte North. She's a household name in women's lacrosse. She has certainly led, but Erin Bakes, all in on box, has come out and been a revelation on offense, and Melissa Scanoni from the outside can let the ball fly. They're going to need that, plus their ultra-athletic up and down play. That has been their trademark. Will it be enough to overcome this vaunted Canadian defense?
Well, both teams already in the history books, but only one will go undefeated for gold. Up next, Canada, United States in the first ever final of a Women's World Lacrosse Box Championship. back inside the Adirondack Bank Center in Utica, New York. It has been an incredible stretch of the best in world box lacrosse, and right now Canada and the United States will meet in the first ever final on the women's side. Goaltending will be key in this matchup. Neither side tested with a big shot volume, but it will be Kayla Kondo in net for Canada. She's had 4 starts in her 5 games played. Her first full 60 though in the semifinal against the Haudenosaunee. She's allowed 4 goals overall, only faced 30 shots. And for the United States, getting the start in this gold medal game will be Ingrid Boyum. She's coming in 90% on 49 shots faced, just allowing 5 goals against, so very even when it comes to the goaltending so far up until this point. I am Daniela Ponicelli alongside Mitch Belisle.
Thanks, Daniela. Both of these goalies will see more shots tonight than they've seen all tournament, and I can guarantee that. We're in for a doozy tonight for the first ever women's gold medal game.
Both these teams seemingly on a collision course for this moment. History in the making. And we are underway. Canada with first possession.
CC Webb, you can see a little nerves there. She jumps on that first face-off. Everyone's gripping their sticks until that first hit, that first shot.
Taking their time, and Megan Kinna is all kinds of fired up for this. Canada setting up down low. There's the first save for Ingrid Boyum.
Great collapsing defense by the United States there. They're going to have to support each other.
Battle of lacrosse IQ when it comes to the box game. These Canadian women growing up in the sport indoors, but the United States so fit, fast, and athletic. That is what the Canadians said they need to watch out for. Good take there as they were looking to get the restart, but United States with their first possession.
And that's huge. 2 stops in a row. They get a reshot. Here's the speed.
Yeah, you got to watch for Allie Kennedy. She'll find a way, and she does! Allie Kennedy puts the United States up 1 on Canada in this gold medal game.
The first time they brought this United States, you can feel the energy explode here at the put on by the Canadian defense.
Yeah, that adversity faced early on against the Haudenosaunee. Now here comes Erin Bakes, another shining star for the United States. I've seen young girls already wearing the number 6 jersey, fresh with the nameplate Bakes on the back. But right now, playing to add another to their tally, and Melissa Scanoni will be one to do it too. She's been so good, and that low shot as well, just so effective from number 50.
She's been a great outside shooter, but what I like is she doesn't just stand on the outside. She sets picks, she moves and manipulates the defense, and then always seems to be in the right place at the right time.
Canada now looking for its first equalizer in this tournament. Just to give you some perspective, those paths for both these teams been pretty clear for Canada. Now looking to go across the crease and over top. Daisha Cordingley, she's dangerous as well. And here's Allie Kennedy again in transition. You have to watch. You can't give her that space.
Big hit at center.
Well, that'll dislodge it there. Riley Ewing, and now the Canadians get it back. This is what the crowd is here for. They love it.
Fast and physical play on both sides. Canada absolutely not backing down. They've got some tough defenders that are not afraid to lay the boom.
Just trying to get this defense moving. The Canadians caught up in coverage. Solid pressure here. Wakefield in the mix for the United States. Now pressed up along the boards.
We've got a delayed penalty here. Ingrid Boyum started to head to the bench, but wasn't sure who it was on. It was like, I better not go.
Yeah, just make sure, because there was such a sort of scrum moment happening along the boards. But this is going to be the United States' first power play of the game.
And that's a cross check there. She plays a lot of time. She can do a little bit of everything. You see she comes in and I believe it was cross check.
First look here at the United States power play. They have been very effective. We'll try that from the outside there. 21 for 29 on the power play, but short-handed. Canada with room all alone. Ingrid Boyum with a big stop.
First true test for Boyum there, and she makes a big save.
That was a great look there for Paige Murphy out of Calgary, Alberta. Streaking down the floor. Still 5-on-4 for the United States, and they have a 1-goal lead early on. The captain, Emily Harris, check now Scanoni. And the shot clock.
Weird bounce off the wall. She missed wide, went for that far corner, missed wide. Typically that'll go back to your teammates on the far side, but I think it might have hit where the boards come together and took a weird bounce on the back of the net. So Canada comes up with that, can kill another 30 seconds.
Yeah, well, they were looking to get that out to Rory Rothney. Now they just got to slow down. 12 seconds on the shot clock. The United States effective with keeping the Canadians to the outside. A little part of their game plan that Ryan Wheeler let us in on earlier. Keep the Canadians to the outside, funnel them down. It's working early on here. Courtney Taylor flips it over. We get our first look. No, second at Bakes. Thought for a moment it was Charlotte North out for the United States, but Bakes and Scanoni have been cooking. Now back behind, coming in close, Scanoni. Another chance here to put it on the body. Big save by Kayla Kondo.
And that ball was touched by a Canadian defender and then back into the crease. You're not allowed to guide the ball back to your goalie or protect it, because that crease is a protected area. That gives you an advantage. It'll go back to the red, white, and blue.
Goaltending, Canada knows it's going to be tough. They have not faced the volume they're expecting here today. Scanoni again. You have Bakes there too.
Scanoni took a little off that shot. I loved it. Almost got her with a changeup.
I'm just going to keep going there. What a look and a big save, but Harrisburg really firing that one in.
Erica Evans is out, so the United States power play comes up over on their first attempt.
Yeah, solid work by the Canadian penalty kill. They've only allowed one power play goal against, and it happened to be the first goal they conceded after scoring 130 of their own. Now with a crease dive and a huge save, but that's what you're going to see from a player like Shanley Wallace.
Great job getting underneath. That's an area where the U.S. said they were going to put pressure on and challenge Canada to beat them underneath. Ingrid Boyum stands tall and soaks that one right in the midsection.
And you know Bakes is going to draw all kinds of coverage her way. It's going to open up some space there. Mastrioni taking the check, getting it back, finding space all on her own. Oh, touches the crossbar on that one. What a beautiful look there.
Great underneath cut there.
Rosenzweig. And a stop. That one ends up behind the net, on top of the netting. Top of the mesh.
Two saves for Kondo, both on Rosenzweig. Rosenzweig wide open on that bottom right corner. It was one thing I talked to Coach Wheeler about, is have the women mastered the crease dive yet? And he said they're getting across the crease, but they're still working on extending those arms. And those are both two situations where if the player can reach across and tuck that in, but it's just something you don't do in field lacrosse. You can't crease dive across. So still something all these players are getting used to.
Now, one of the most exciting facets of this box game, fans of the NLL love too. Erin Bakes with a nice fake. That gives her space down low. Scanoni sends it over to Harrisburg. Mastrioni now getting to work, facing that pressure there from Rachel Lepine of Canada. Rachel Lepine, one of the many Whitby Warriors on this roster. Two-time league and provincial champions, the Women's Major Series Lacrosse. Up in Canada, they play big contact box lacrosse out there in the United States, able to stave off that Canadian possession.
Kristen Carr, little fullback there.
Oh. But there we go. Erica Evans laying the boom on that one earlier. Still plenty of time here for the U.S. 11 seconds. It's got to feel good to have that first goal early up on Canada. Coming in looking for a second. Ewing double teamed. Erin Bakes.
Bakes shook her stick as if to say, just throw it up there and I'll catch it. And catch it she did. What a beautiful look on the inside. And she just can't quite finish. But do we have a game?
Deficit in the gold medal game.
Well, so many of these women are familiar with each other, playing with each other or against each other in college. And for 14 of them, they're coming off of their professional field season with the Athletes Unlimited Pro Field League. They just wrapped up their 4th season, and they play in the summertime in the U.S. And I spoke with Megan Kinna, forward for Team Canada, and she said, you know, when she was younger, she honestly didn't even really have it as a dream to be able to play professionally because she just didn't think that it would get to that point. And now she's living in this new reality where, look, you're able to finally play the sport you grew up loving at the professional stage. Back to you, Daniela.
Megan Kinna able to swim, move over, and go for her first shot on goal. Thank you, Mackie. Mackie, of course, making history alongside Sasha McDonald, calling the first ever Women's World Championship game. Ali Kennedy, she's got her own history-making goal to open things up in this first ever gold medal final.
Danielle, I can't say enough about Ingrid Boyum. She has come to play. That was a point-blank stop on the leading goal scorer of the tournament.
Oh, Mastrioni, and then Bakes able to scoop it up, but Kayla Kondo very poised in net.
Dumbstruck for a moment there as the rebound went right to Erin Bakes. I thought for sure she was going to just dunk that in, but great recovery by the Canadian defense there to support Kondo, and Kondo coming up big with another save, going save for save with Boyum.
And both these teams have just chewed up possession time in all of their games by doing just that, getting the repossessions over and over, but streaking in. She does draw coverage, but what a look there. Taking it all the way around is Tiana Walfer. Spin move by Ewing. It's off the bar, but not barred down. What a lucky bounce.
Great take by Ewing. That's just great lacrosse IQ right there by Walfer to take that deep, get her offense on, and then she hits a Ewing coming straight through the middle who's able to beat her defender one-on-one.
Kinna working now with Cordingley. Staying to the outside, looking for that inside person. Erica Evans was there, but now loose ball. Will be Canada's possession once more.
Beautiful pick and roll there. That is the two-person game that these women have been practicing since they were little.
And plenty of time for the Canadians. Great save by Boyum.
Posts making an appearance here in the game after the goalies took the show for the beginning.
See, sometimes I give credit to the post when it was the goalies and then vice versa. Either way, it's working well there for Ingrid Boyum. Keeping Canada without a goal. This is definitely the longest Canada has gone without scoring in a game in this tournament.
Great check down. There seemed to be a little confusion there. It didn't look like Ali Kennedy knew she could cut through the crease for a minute, and she's like, wait a second, this is box across. I can cut through the crease and support. Maybe that was the words of teammate Ingrid Boyum that said, get back there, go cover. And she cut through the crease and makes a great play as United States defense checks down on all Canadian cutters.
The opening frame moving fast here. We're in the final 5 minutes. Erin Bakes. She dishes it out. Patience behind Scanoni. Finds a lane. Now speeding down is Rachel Lapine. Of course, you only have 10 seconds to get past center. Keep that possession. Shanley Wallace, patient with it.
Charlotte North's caught back on defense. I'll be curious to see if they try to attack as Delana Williams has her matched up.
CC Webb for the United States as well. Wallace, pressure to the outside. Such consistent defense by Kristen Carr.
Cookie Carr taking no prisoners with some hard whacks to the stick there. Beautiful checks.
Riley Ewing matched up here with Brooklyn Walker-Welch, part of the leadership for the Canadian side.
Referee getting in the action, trying to set a little pick there, trying to get out of the way quickly.
This is phenomenal lacrosse so far. And now with speed, Paige Murphy able to get off a clean pass. And Erica Evans, of course, almost quadruple team there, and the United States gets that ball back.
This is going to be close to 10 seconds. They've got about 1 second just in time.
They got across. Great work by Marge Donovan. Princeton and Maryland graduate. Very well known in the lacrosse world. Ewing fires it down to Scanoni. She was back behind the net, creating all kinds of movement. Kayla Conda.
Smart shot there from Charlotte North. She knew they were late on the shot clock. She takes that shot, and all three of the offensive righties pour to the bench so they can get their defense on. They're clearly trying to eliminate any transition opportunities for Canada and try to push their own pace. Look at this pressure on ball.
Of course, you're going to see that on a player like Daisha Cordingley as well. 33 points already in this tournament, 14 goals, and just like that, we're going back the other way. The United States on fire. CC Webb, will she get her first goal of the tournament? Katie DeSnoo says, not now.
She is the only United States woman who hasn't put a ball in the back of the net, but she wanted to get in on the action there, pushing the pace.
And she's a defender, so it's not as though you're expecting that, but the fact she's the only one outside of a goaltender, of course. My goodness, the United States has been so good with taking possession. Bakes.
But this is where just a high IQ, there's a big push. The United States has to send their fifth defender in slowly because there was two Canadian women that had collided. You got to make sure they get all the way off the floor and don't hang out.
Charlotte North now. She's out there too, but Bakes with the ball. Huge save once more. Can't say it enough from Kayla Condon.
We wondered how these goalies would fare after seeing so few shots, but they're clearly up to the task. Troy Cordingley telling us they've been taking a lot of shots at practice to make sure they're ready.
Delana Williams patient with it. Williams from Oshawa, Ontario. She's bringing everyone with her. Takes the shot on Boyum, of course, as time was winding down on the shot clock. Riley Ewing. She'll come up on the right side. Goes around, loose ball. Quick work here. Rosenzweig. Ewing back out. Low chance there, and now another. And that was Harris-Chuck doing the work. Emily Harris-Chuck, captain for the United States.
Almost like the second shot better than the first there. She had that corner painted, but Kondo was ready for it.
I think she knew that too. Hey, I can do this better. Canada still looking for its first goal of this game. Wallace with a tough pass to Erica Evans, and that gives the United States a chance to take it away. Molly Garrett, she did not play in the semifinal game, so a little bit of extra rest there for Garrett, working with Bates. And now Scanoni, the entire Scanoni family, of course, here in Utica to cheer her on. Another good stop. You could hear it hard off the pads.
And Ali Mastriani with a good push there. Got a question. The referees are going to the scoreboard. 15.8 seconds. Interesting here. They're getting almost like a free timeout to get on their 6-on-5 here. So it was an official's timeout, but that allowed them to take Kondo to the bench with 15.8 seconds. They'll get the extra attacker, much like ice hockey. You can pull your goalie, and because of the possession of the ball, you can get into a play with about 8 seconds left.
You just got to be mindful. There is still that empty net, and the United States has been so great at picking off these passes here, but Megan Kinna over the top. She's going to stay back and fight for it alongside Ali Kennedy. Another look for Canada.
That 5 seconds was scary because if the United States had gotten that rebound, they had 5 seconds to shoot on the empty net there. A little earlier, I think Troy Cordingley was going to say, hey, let's wait another second or two. But big pressure from this American defense, exactly what we thought we'd see in Canada so far. Some good looks, but hasn't cracked the code.
A hard-hitting States are up 1 on Canada in this gold medal. Big body plays. You're watching the Women's World Lacrosse Box Championship final.
Well, Dana Dobie picked up a lacrosse stick at the age of 4. The legendary Canadian captain chatted with me about how much this means to her, and she said a core memory for her was when she was just a young girl putting on her gloves, getting her stick ready, and getting chills, just preparing to go out and hit the floor. Years later, she said that being here, this moment, this team, gives her that exact same feeling. She said to everyone who thought that this wouldn't happen, that women's box lacrosse would never make it here, well, look at where they're at now.
So much, Mackie. Dana Dobie, an absolute legend, a heavyweight in this sport, and it's incredible to have her here Canada's experience ranges really varied range when it comes to the likes of Dana Dobie, and then a player like Jenna Snyder, who just happens to be 17 years old and a senior in high school, also being part of the squad. It's been incredible to see. But right now, it's the United States with a 1-0 lead, thanks to a player just heading off to the bench right now, Ali Kennedy. Did it early on, getting a shot off on Kayla Kondo. Was held up since then, but now Charlotte North on the move, takes the shot over the top. North gets it back for the USA.
She is plastered into the wall.
Oh,
one of the advertisements there. She's slow to get up.
But here we go, defense to offense. Quick on the move is Jordan Dean. She's got help. And Canada's Kinna unable to get by Boyum.
Look at Ingrid Boyum. She is fired up, jumping up and down, getting the team going.
And she's just building confidence. You keep stopping shots like that. Absolutely massive.
Ooh, tough pass as that one deflects off Ali Mastroianni's stick and out of play.
And just to give some perspective on the first quarter, Kayla Kondo facing 14 shots. Now another. They score! Ali Mastroianni!
Daniela, when they coach, they say, or slam your stick, you go out and you make the next play. This is that example. Ali Mastroianni stays on the ball, a beautiful check on the bottom hand and then buries it. That is resilience. That is the reason that all of these women are playing. You make a mistake, you bounce back.
Of course, you're on home soil too, so the crowd just electric every time there's been a goal scored. Now 2 for the United States. First of the second quarter. Canada needing to get on the board here. They want to get their offense going. They have been so effective throughout all their games, and Erica Evans certainly won.
Heavy cross check.
Oh, she's working there with Dobie. Dobie, one more pass, was looking for Cordingley, top of the crease.
Almost too unselfish here. I'd like to see Dobie. That was a beautiful pick and roll, and Dobie was wide open. She looked for the one more, which I appreciate, but I think you're the captain. Take the lead, get the goal.
Rachel Lapine takes it back for herself, and now a chance for Morgan White, who takes a somersault into the crease.
And this will be the power play for the Maple Leafs as Caroline Wakefield with a hard crush. I actually like that play by Caroline Wakefield to push the player. She was picking up a loose ball. Boyden was down, but a little too much sauce on the cross check, and she's going to go to the box and let this very, very dangerous Canada power play get their first crack at it.
Let's see what they can do with the woman advantage. The United States, by the way, both those goals that they've scored unassisted. So with numbers and plenty of time, Canada drawing in closer. Dana Dobie takes the shot. Walfer.
Dana Dobie uncovered. It looked like he was setting a little pick and then just slipped wide open. I said it before, I like her taking that shot. She's the captain. Get this team going.
CeCe Webb carried it over center. Now Erin Bakes, so speedy, and she's going to bring Erica Evans with her. Bakes, quick pivot back. Webb, 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Solid play by the Canadian defense. Change things up. Shot clock violation. Canada possession now, still on the power play. Of course, great work by the United States to just eat up some time on that penalty kill. Dana Dobie runs back for it. Canada can afford to be a little bit patient here, but they have 50 seconds left on this power play, and if they can get some good looks, Boyum with the bounce and the save, and Dana Dobie denied.
Are you kidding me, Daniela? The last second trail check, just enough to dislodge that ball, but what an opportunity. Canada has had their chances. They are getting looks.
We got to get going here. Kinna working with Harlow Steele. Kinna again! Absolute rockets being fired here on this power play. Canada's ball.
Kristen Carr lost her stick, and I think they're going to say her personless stick fell on top of the ball there. So
The time is beginning to wind down here with the player advantage.
both teams will go, and they're going to hold this. This is a smart play, because if you take a shot and miss, and all of a sudden you've got Caroline Wakefield running out of the box, that's a breakaway waiting to happen.
Yeah, you can tell there's great strategy in play there. Rachel Lapine, check that. Daisha accordingly. She's got Desnoo. Katie Desnoo making history, scoring the first ever goal in this tournament. And a good penalty kill for the United States. Courtney Taylor, she flips it over to Mastrioni, scored her second goal of the game.
Maybe no surprise, both teams pretty solid on the power play, but on the penalty kill, the U.S. women were 90% and the Canadian women 97% throughout the tournament. So neither team.
They got to do it even strength, which they have so far, the United States. Canada still looking for that first goal. It's got to feel a little unfamiliar when your first 6 games you've come out. You've had that exhilaration, but Erica Evans, they have been here before. These are championship pedigree women. What a chance there for Daisha accordingly, and she goes for it into the boards. Once more, CC Webb, though. No, check that. Kayla Wood doing the work to get out for the United States.
That's a good toughness ball. That is an area that watching so many of these women's games, Canada and U.S. are so sure with those loose balls in their own end. They get them up, they get them out quickly, and then they strike.
This is big here for the United States, looking to go up by 3. Takes the shot, Kondo shrugs it off. Solid outlet feed here. Let's go, Paige Murphy. Now a chance in front, Megan Kinna.
What a sellout check there. Marge Donovan, she was limping off, but that was a huge hustle play. Great bench play from the Canadian women. They are firing off a right-handed player off that bench, and they're always looking to the door. United States, it gave them trouble earlier. United States has been wise to it, but their speed, they can get that look. That's going to give them more opportunities.
Charlotte North. She's going to go back behind, draw the attention. And Harris Chuck was set up nicely there for a look.
That's another bench play.
Oh, a chance to get in front was Megan Kinna streaking off the bench. They know they're going to have to try to shake things up in transition here. Allie Kennedy. Lots of communication, discussion happening on the floor. Being smart with these possessions. 15 seconds. Bakes, and right in front. Good save.
And we can hear from up here the one more call. They didn't make it, but Livy Rose was like, beautiful one more call. Just couldn't get that ball over to her. Canada's pushing the pace.
Dean to Desnoo. Those two work together. In box lacrosse, up in the Whitby area. Another chance here. Canada gets going. They have bodies down low. Desnoo is calling for it. But in the slot, the United States, they're able to come away. Putting on the speed is Walfer.
Walfer angles her body. She's pounding her head as she walks away, but she angled her body just enough so she knew if she did get contacted, it would be a push. That's exactly what happened. And there she is. It's fired up. This is a
Goal in both quarters for the United States. The second by Ali Mastrioni. United States leads 2-0.
Well, many of these U.S. women may not have a ton of box experience, but their head coach, Ginny Cappuccioni, absolutely does. The first female to play in the National Lacrosse League in 2003 with the New Jersey Storm as a goalie, and then actually with the U.S. men's box national team in 2011, where she made 28 saves in the 2 games that she saw action, only allowing 2 goals. Now she's able to share her wealth of knowledge to these next generation of box stars, and they can finally wear their nation's colors on a stage of their own.
Thanks, Mackie. I had the opportunity to play with Coach Cappuccioni on that 2011 team, and she brings such a confidence and intensity. You saw that in the pregame interview. And this is where they feel like they have the ace in the hole with her coaching up Ingrid Boehm. It's clearly been working.
It's definitely right now. Kayla Kondo, though, standing tall on that shot by Harris-Chuck. You have to think Canada needing to regroup here. Get that goal. Erica Evans on the run, and Boehm just takes it off the body.
Boehm's a large-framed goaltender. She's 5'11", takes up a lot of net. Kondo a little bit on the smaller side, but really active and making big saves. It's a unique goaltender battle we've seen so far.
Melissa Scanoni flips it back to Harris-Chuck. Around they go. I believe it was Ingrid Boehm. Oh, another chance there for Melissa Scanoni. Battling for that ground ball. Canada's got to run it up quick here, get over center. They do. Morgan White. 17 seconds with possession. Stepping in, Megan Kinna. Check that, I believe the shot belonged to Erica Evans. Either way, those two leading the look so far for Canada.
They're going to say the United States pushed that ball back into Boehm. You're not allowed, as I mentioned earlier, to push that ball back into your crease. So it's going to go back to Canada. That's a big break for them.
Another chance here, and plenty of time, too, when you get that repossession in the offensive zone. Fired Dacia accordingly.
Shot selection from the Canadian women is just going center mass every time. Boehm's made some big saves, but a lot of them have been right at that mid-center section. So I don't know if the scout was to shoot 5-hole and they're just not pulling it low enough, or they just haven't been able to find the corners. But so far, they haven't cracked the code on the big American goalie.
Charlotte North looking for her first goal of the day, and she'll be one to take it cross crease, or at least get the ball to the other side for Scanoni. She leaves it there as the time ran down. Coming in fast, Paige Murphy this time. She shakes off a defender, bouncer. It's back on the stick of the United States.
And that's a tough play by Murphy there. As she had no support, no help. All the American defenders, we talked about, Scanoni had rolled that ball in the corner to get their defense on. You can push transition, but when you push transition and you have no help, it's tough.
Check out this play right now by Cece Webb.
Big play there by Cece Webb. Most importantly, she didn't, oh sorry, that was Kayla Wood there. Didn't pick up the ball. Really smart to just let time tick down. You only have 10 seconds to get it across your own midline. Very heads-up play there.
Rosenzweig with the pass to Scanoni. Scanoni will just take down Morgan White.
I think she took out her frustration on missing that pass on Morgan White there. That'll be an illegal pick.
Under 5 here in the first half, moving fast. USA up 2-0. Erica Evans can't get the first for Canada.
And that shot right there, that shows me the scout is to go 5-hole on Ingrid Boehm. She had a great look sweeping it across the top, and she tried to bury that between the wickets.
That's going to give Tiana Walfer all the room to run the ball over center. Carry it over. Erin Bakes. Setting it up with Scanoni.
Scanoni giving it back, getting a couple whacks, giving a couple back.
Well, you expect that. A player from Long Island as well, proud. Charlotte North, that's what she does. She takes those shots with all the bodies in the way. Trying to run up on it was Tori Verbeek, and her lane absolutely shut down.
Marge Donovan says, ball, nah, I'm going to take body there, and throws a shoulder into the Canadian defender. This is a physical game. You can see it's getting a little chippy down low. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the power play a few more times.
Charlotte North goes for it again, loves finding that middle. And so quick with her release. Back to Scanoni, 6 seconds for the United States. Jordan Dean with the pressure for Canada. She's working there with Alex Matsuoka. Rory Rothney.
Matsuoka, the Calgary, Alberta native, Oregon Duck, very athletic and can move the ball in transition. They're going to need to spark some play from transition. Their offense just hasn't been able to get it going.
Katie DeSnoo now. She's covered up, bringing everyone with her. And that was a good take, but here is Allie Kennedy. Back behind, open floor. Has to just get by one. She can't. Solid defense by the Canadians. And here they come, Rachel Lepine. She puts it on Boyum. What a stop.
She looked far side and then tried to jam it 5-hole. That 5-hole, every time they're going there, it's either going to open, the floodgates are going to open, or they're going to have to change up their shooting plan when they go in for halftime because they have not been able to break that gap.
How big a goal would it be for Canada to get on the board before the half? But time winding down. United States. Taylor Van Thoff letting that one fly.
What a sliding save. When you cross that ball from one side of the floor over, the goalie has to get from pipe to pipe, and Kayla Kondo flies across, sliding save. You could see from our angle, wide open net, and she takes that away.
Matsuoka fed that for Jordan Dean, but now on the run. Delana Williams back out to Erica Evans. She's got a spin move going cross crease, was looking for Kinna. Doby behind the back, but right to Wakefield.
U.S. defense swarming the middle, making it really difficult. They're putting pressure on the ball carrier, and then they're packing in the backside, so there's no skip passes allowed. On the other side, Canada's doing the same thing. They're playing so tough one-on-one.
Another look there for Scanoni. You can almost feel it building. She's had so many shots on goal already this first half, but Canada's got open floor, and they got a good pass, and a goal! Brooklyn Walker-Welch.
Brooklyn Walker-Welch, the enforcer of this team, 10 minutes in penalties, so showing that she can also score some goals. There, a great push. They recognize the whole U.S. offense was trapped down low. They pushed the pace fast, and Brooklyn Walker-Welch, one big pump fake. I think that's the big difference. They haven't thrown a lot of fakes before they've shot because of the pressure. But Brooklyn, big fake, opens up under that glove and then tucks it home. What a goal for Canada.
Walker-Welch, a decorated player at the University of North Carolina and Chapel Hill. She only got into women's lacrosse, by the way, in 2017. She grew up playing with the guys and said she actually got a rude awakening when she had to get used to the field stick for women. Loves the box game and the familiarity of the stick, and it worked out well for Canada's first goal. This gold medal game, and Erica Evans was just right there to try to get the second tally.
They're going to say Evans ran through the crease. That was another great, that pick and roll. If they can isolate the two-woman side and run those pick and rolls, they're getting good looks. Now they just need to take the extra step, get to the middle, and bury on that far side of Boyum.
By the way, Canada out-shooting the United States 24-21. So Ingrid Boyum facing about 23 shots before that first goal went in. Standing tall for the United States, but now just a one-goal game as the time begins to wind down.
Canada's going to call a timeout here with 17.2 seconds left. Shot clock had just expired. I guess they knew it was going to expire, so they gave it to them. They'll have 17.2 seconds. If you don't use your timeout, you'll lose it. So they'll take time to draw something up. As we saw in the first quarter, they'll pull their goalie and have the extra opportunity. Erica Evans, 32 goals. I'd like to see her with the ball in her stick at the end. Dana Doby and Erica Evans on that two-woman side. They'll have 6 players on the floor, but if they send someone in the middle, Dana Doby has been creeping around on that inside. They draw them to that right side with Daisha Cordingley or Delana Williams as the righties, and then bang the ball over for a shot from Evans or Dana Dobie inside. I like their chances.
And the confidence boost, of course, of just having that goal before heading into the locker room. We expected this, a tight battle. In fact, it was an unknown, really, when it comes down to it. You expected in the sense that both these two teams bulldozed their path to this gold medal final. 17 seconds left here in the second quarter. It is Canada's ball, 6-on-5. Megan Kinna has Erica Evans with her. Closing in. Kinna, huge shot. And that'll close out the first 30. The United States with now a 2-1 lead over Canada after an incredible goal from Brooklyn Walker-Welch.
Most importantly, after confirmation that Ingrid Boyum is in fact human, as she had been standing on her head, both goalies playing lights out. I mentioned they'd face more shots tonight than they'd seen all tournament. I think they might have seen more rubber tonight than they saw in the first half than they saw all tournament.
I'm so glad you brought that up, Mitch. Just taking a quick look at the shots in the first half. So Canada with 24, the United States with 23. And when you consider that Kayla Kondo, 5 games played, had only faced 30 shots total. So almost her near tournament total through the first half. Meanwhile, for the United States, Ingrid Boyum had faced 49. And that's where Carolyn Wakefield had talked about it with me earlier. The test with the Haudenosaunee and tasting what it feels like to be trailing and coming back. We'll see how they do. We're going to head down now to our Mackie Jenner.
Here with Ali Mastrioni. Ali, an early lead for you guys. What enabled that hot start?
I think just believing in us, and we've worked so hard to get here, and just trusting our process and focusing on what we need to do in our game plan and just believing in each other.
Boyum saw about 23 shots before that first one went in, but how much of an impact does she kind of start the back end out forward for you guys?
Yeah. Ingrid's unbelievable. So much respect for her. She's the backbone of our team. So much respect for her, and we wouldn't be the same team without her. So hope she keeps it up the second half.
Thank you so much, and good luck in the second half.
Thank you so much to our Mackie Jenner. Just ahead, the Haudenosaunee women made history as bronze medalists. Teddy Jenner will revisit the moments with Fawn Porter and more. It's the halftime of the 2024 Women's World Lacrosse Box Championship. USA leads Canada 2-1.
Welcome back to downtown Utica, the Adirondack Bank Center, here for the first ever women's gold medal game at the World Lacrosse Box Championship. 2-1, the United States leading Canada here at the halftime. Welcome back inside. Teddy Jenner happened to be joined by Fawn Porter, the captain of the Haudenosaunee women's team, who won the first ever medal at this tournament, the bronze. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I am fantastic. This has been an incredible tournament, an incredible experience. What's it been like from your perspective?
It's been breathtaking. Like, every little moment is so unique, and like the first time anyone's ever experienced for us, especially for the Haudenosaunee women. So we're pumped to be here. We're excited. We're happy with the outcome. You know, it's still hard to take it all in. So
what does it mean for the Haudenosaunee women? Because there are, a lot of history with the Haudenosaunee men, and now you girls and you women get to be on the stage.
I don't think anyone really knows how hard this journey's been for us, whether it's traditional, whether it's like with our own people, whether it's against the world. Like, we're always up against a lot, just being women Haudenosaunee. So we just keeping the love for the game, showing the world the love for the game, and we're bringing everything we got.
You're from the Cayuga Nation of the Wolf Clan. What does it mean for your people to see you here on a world stage like this?
I came from a traditional family, so at first I wasn't really necessarily allowed to play, but now my family is fully behind me. They're so excited. I've never had so much support. My whole community knows we're out here and are supporting me, and have all been watching back home, so it's been amazing.
And the experience at a tournament like this, to see so many women playing the game, and the sisterhood that's come from the women's game, it's got to be special to make those friendships and those bonds.
Oh, it is, yeah. Like, I have friends, like, I'm making friends on all other teams, I mean, it's nice to see, and I've always dreamt of this, and I'm even my friends, some have retired and come back because they love the sport so much, so it's it's just going to keep growing. I even have a couple people on Canada that I know and that I'm best friends with, so like it's just going to keep growing.
Yeah, the sport of lacrosse is a really cool one because there are so many bonds, and a lot of the women play each other in the Ontario leagues or in the summer, and you go to school together and grew up together. When you now have to go to battle against them, you have to turn the friends off, but that's the fun part of the game.
Oh yeah, but Katie Desnew on the field, we're awesome off the floor, but on the floor, pretty much enemies. We don't care. We're trying to get the goal, we're trying to get the win. So and we understand that. That's the whole part of the medicine game. It's whatever's on the floor stays on the floor.
You've played field, box, and sixes now for the Haudenosaunee. You're a torchbearer. You're the captain. Put into words what this whole tournament has meant, and now being a bronze medalist.
Oh my God, it's so much to take in if you think about it like that. But I'm just trying to be so grateful, and I'm incredibly humble, and I'm just so grateful that I've even got to experience this and that this came at this point in my lifetime. I just always thought, like, something in the back of my head's like, just stay, keep playing, something's coming big, and I mean, look where I am now. It's crazy.
Hopefully the next big thing for you is the Olympics and the Haudenosaunee. We'll all keep our fingers crossed. Fawn, I appreciate you. Congratulations on the bronze medal and everything you girls have accomplished. Fawn Porter, captain of the Haudenosaunee women's team. We'll be back at halftime from the World Women's Box Championship.
Welcome back inside the Adirondack Bank Center, halftime of the first ever final, Women's World Lacrosse Box Championship. It's the United States, Canada, U.S. with a 2-1 lead. It started off 2-0 though, and it came with a very fast goal within the first minute from Allie Kennedy.
Adversity is going to be the biggest thing. How do these teams handle adversity? Neither has really had to face much of it in the tournament. We knew speed was going to be something that the United States relied on. You see the speed of number 30. She is flying up the floor. And then, how about this? A mistake, completely rectified. Totally redeem yourself, Ali Mastriani. She had knocked the ball out of play, and then Canada says, anything you can do, we can do better. They strike in transition as well. So it's been up and down. Both goalies have been playing phenomenal, but offensively, each team is looking to break through and find their rhythm.
Well, Kayla Kondo facing 23 shots from the United States. Meanwhile, Ingrid Boyum only allowing 1 goal on 24.
Yeah, both goalies just really solid, and I don't know that each has been challenged with too many one-on-one shots, but when they have, they've stepped up big and made some saves, as we see underneath. Ingrid Boyum using that 5'11" frame to stay up big. A breakaway. I said not too many one-on-ones, and here they are. There were a few, and there were certainly opportunities for the goalies to shine, but a lot of pressure from both teams on the shooter's hand. So on the settled 5-on-5, we see here every shot either contested or with someone checking down, and that makes a big difference when you don't get a good, clean look at the goal and you're trying to find spots while you're being checked.
Well, and Mitch, it wouldn't be box lacrosse without some big body hits, just great checking happening from both sides.
I mentioned the physicality on the 5-on-5 defense, but that extends up and down the floor. And when you have two teams with a lot of speed, you're going to see some big open field collisions, as we see one right there. Another big body check as Riley Ewing takes the brunt of it, and then just physical play left and right. A huge body check, dropping the shoulder from the outside in. And neither of these teams are backing down. These women have embraced the box game, and they've embraced the violence that goes with it. 2-1, the United States lead.
Brooklyn Walker-Welch, we actually saw her in that physicality highlight reel, also getting the first goal for Canada to take them into the half, trailing just by one. Both these teams came into this one undefeated, but only one can stay perfect to become the first ever women's World Lacrosse Box Champion. Up next, got the third quarter action coming to you from the Adirondack Bank Center in Utica, New York. The United States leads Canada 2-1 as we get set for the second half of the first ever gold medal game, Women's World Lacrosse Box Championship in Utica, New York. Later tonight, the men, United States, Canada, also history on the line in that game. I am Daniela Ponticelli alongside Mitch Belisle. In this first half, hard-hitting and just incredible goaltending, but also some great looks and chances from the United States.
Yeah, just balance. The definition is balance. The crowd is balance. You're hearing them excited for both teams. Back and forth opportunities. The only real edge, I would say, right now is the shots. USA outshot Canada 13-7 in that second quarter, although that was the only quarter where Canada scored. Transition. Those are the only goals that broke through. Is that up and down transition game? We'll see if either team can put it all together in the settled 5-on-5 play or take advantage of the power.
You have to think the discussion in the locker room. How do you make those adjustments? The biggest test for both these teams throughout this tournament that started last week in Utica, New York. Second half underway. This time, the United States will take the opening possession. Courtney Taylor flips it down. And that's the thing. Canada was able to get two shots on Ingrid Boyum early And then Allie Kennedy just streaking the other way, takes it in for the United States for that first goal of the game. Came before the 1 minute mark. And Melissa Scanoni as well with some great looks through the first 2 quarters. Erin Bakes, she's yet to get on the sheet. Scanoni, tough timing on that pass. Now Ewing.
Brooklyn Walker-Welch was all the way down the floor. So they had numbers, but also if Canada had gotten that ball, Walker-Welch was gone. Some misconnections down there. Scanoni had a golden opportunity on the top of the crease with that cherry picking by Walker-Welch. A great job of the Canada defense to put the clamps down.
Yeah, fresh 30 and some quick ball movement, but now unable to keep possession there is Daisha Cordingley. And so Carr take it over center for the United States. And running it up is Garrett.
Push it, push it!
Takes it around, and they've been able to get inside. Find that space now. Top of the crease, Erin Bakes, and she'll just bring 3 Canadians with her.
Rory Rothman, she's been spectacular on defense. One-on-one, she is all over a West Coast player out from Victoria, BC, Teddy General. I'm sure get a smile hearing her name on the broadcast.
Also played at Brown. Now the Canadians with a chance to tie things up. On Harlow Steele, she's had some big games as well for Canada.
The assist queen of this team, 20 apples.
Now she had a hat trick as well, but then 5 assists against Australia. So yeah, she can score, but she knows how to distribute. Allie Kennedy coming off a massive semifinal game. She had 9 goals, believe all in transition against the Australians.
Great ball movement there by the U.S. offense. That's what they need. They need to have everyone do it as Charlotte North throws a shot at the end of the shot clock, but that was the best ball movement I've seen. Just constant flow from the U.S. women offense, but Canada just so good at forcing those shots to the outside where Kondo can eat them up.
I love that Charlotte North kept going. You don't stop until you hear the sound. That could have been a buzzer beater potentially. Now Dana Doby hasn't had as much time out on the floor in the first half. Decent angle by Evans, and does get the restart. This is big for Canada. They have 30 seconds here. Oh, and a dunk. She scores! Dana Doby ties things up for Canada.
Big players make big plays in big games, and not much is bigger than that. Dana Doby with the dunk, the alliteration is electric in here. What a take by 27, the captain, member of world teams in 09, 13, 17, 22. She says, but in box, I can do this.
Showing her veteran leadership, the captain gets it done. Canada has never scored an equalizer to this point in this tournament. And to break through early against Boyum. Evans. What a rip. Bounced there by Shanley Wallace.
They could stick to knock down or deflect that shot. That's something you'll see is really important. If your defenders can knock down passes or deflect just pieces of shots, those are huge advantages.
Scanoni flips it out. United States with time, 10 seconds. Scanoni, oh, that was hard off the mask there. Kayla Cano giving the nod, saying, I'm okay. Meanwhile, heading the other way, Canada fast now, getting down low. Oh, that would have been something, Delana Williams. On the doorstep, yeah.
Illegal pick behind the play, but that 3-on-2 by Canada, if we can run that back, that is like, cut that out and send it around. This is how to run a 3-on-2 as they push transition, set a little pick, and then rolled off the pick, move the ball to the opposite side and hit the cutter. But a thing of beauty by Canada, they just don't finish, but now they get another chance against a tired United States defense.
Keita Snew. She's dangerous on offense and takes the physicality. Canada still with possession. Another look there for Williams.
Caroline Wakefield lost her stick. You're allowed to play without a stick, unlike field, and she just tossed her player to the ground. But Canada continuing to move the ball, getting another good look.
And just try to grab some of those repossessions if they can. They obviously assessed that second quarter spike getting on the board, knowing they were outshot by the United States. Can't allow that. Scanoni! But Kayla Kondo all dialed in.
Yeah, she seems to have the scout on Scanoni. She's taking an extra step out. If they can get a cutter behind Kondo and they can draw Kondo out and Scanoni can make that skip pass, they may have a nice easy dunk into the empty net.
And Wallace pressure to the outside. And what a great stick by Marge Donovan. Just like that, Canada gets it back, and it's 26 seconds on the shot clock as well. Wallace slowing it down as Megan Kinna comes out on the floor. Number 12 heading back behind the net of Boyum. Gets the catch, takes it around. Oh, no one far side. Arlo Steele up on Mastrioni. That's a tough one-on-one.
That time they saw Dobie behind the net and they said, not again, I'm going to push out. And they really pressured her all the way to the backboards there. Fool me once, shame on me.
Charlotte North and Erin Bakes on the floor. It'll be Canada's possession.
They're calling it a lot tighter off ball. Canada's got numbers if they can allow this one.
Oh, but just keeping that pass. Delana Williams again.
What a play. Dobie just sold out to flick that over to Williams, and Williams tried to float it far side. Just couldn't connect there.
North now saying, let's set up, regroup, take some control, get that lead back for the United States. And they have a body down low. That's Rosenzweig. He'll test it out. Side of the crease. Charlotte North with the shot. Running up fast is Rory Rothney. She's got the cutter. And it's Erica Evans, of course, drawing two defenders with her. Evans! She was looking to go 5-hole.
They're going to say that they brought them back into the crease. United States was like, I think that was on the line. I kind of thought it was on the line personally, but referees clearly want to keep this one tight. They know what is at stake and how important every call is here.
We talked about playing through adversity at the half. That's what's going to test the United States as Desnew shoots and scores! Katie Desnew! And Canada with a 1-goal lead.
Daniela, maybe most importantly, 2 5-on-5 settled offensive goals. And Desnew uses her strength and her size. It's just like a dodge from X for field lacrosse fans. She gets to the 5-on-5. She drives her defender in, takes a step off, and then just places this far side. That is about as clean as you can get as Canada takes the first lead of the game. Their first lead.
Big one for Desnew. Her brother Mitch playing in the men's gold medal game. Later today, a family affair. Her cousin Rachel Lapine as well. But Erica Evans stepping up. And a thrilling start here to the second half, especially for Canadian fans. An equalizer from Dana Dobie. And then a big one from Katie Desnew for a 3-2 lead in the third quarter.
Well, the U.S. goaltender Ingrid Boyum has had a little bit of a different route than some of these women, as she's coming off of serving in the United States Navy after her collegiate career at the United States Naval Academy. She served as an intelligence officer as a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier. Boyum now has returned to civilian life, is embracing every opportunity to pursue her love inside the box. She said that being in the Navy has taught her how to be prepared for anything. And when learning a new discipline of lacrosse that has helped her adapt, she knows that she's representing the U.S. across her chest in a new light, but she's enjoying every second of being part of Team One.
Thank you so much, Mackie. Ingrid Boyum standing tall for the United States. However, the offense getting to work to tie things back up at 3. Now behind the net of Kayla Kondo, and she falls back. A chance for the United States, but a bigger stop for Kondo.
Kondo trying to get back, make sure Charlotte North doesn't dunk it. She falls, and what a save to regain her footing and make that. Charlotte North continues around.
Meanwhile, Delana Williams, a one-woman wrecking ball coming in there. I think she was trying to make a path through the middle, had Erica Evans with her. United States possession. And in a game where the shots are so close and the goaltending so tight, it's going to be making these moments count. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Erin Bakes fires it to the outside. Now Harris-Chuck is looking for the low shot. Another chance by Ewing. Walker Welch will settle it.
Great defense by the Canadian women. They are preventing the United States from getting to the interior, almost identical to what we saw in the USA-Canada men's game on Tuesday night. Just protect the middle, force the outside shots, and Kondo is all over them.
Dacia Cordingley was calling for it. Bouncer goes into the netting.
Good check there by Tiana Walfer on that. Sorry, Kayla Wood on the hands to knock that shot up and out.
Kennedy up to Rosenzweig. Scanoni, lots of shots on goal. Bakes scores! What a goal! Erin Bakes! And we're all tied up at 3.
I was going to bring it up. You heard the USA chant from the parents and the fans on the sideline, but they had not been able to find the outside shot. You're talking box about not crossing that center line. If you're a lefty, you stay on the left side. You're already sometimes going just one step past the center line. You can get a little bit of a better angle as that goalie goes too far, and that's exactly what happens there. A beautiful take. We've got a 3-3 game, Daniela.
And just like that, Allie Kennedy, oh, you got to watch when she starts running that way.
A little extracurriculars in the middle.
Oh, yeah. Harris-Chuck on Walker Welch. You can expect the emotions brewing. This is a storied rivalry, maybe the first time for box lacrosse, but very familiar in field as Rosenzweig relieves that one. Canada can't hang on to it. It's a costly mistake. It's going to give the United States another possession here. As Donovan brings it over.
They've got to get this ball deep. They've got to pull apart this Canadian defense to get to that interior.
And you've tied things up now to get the go-ahead. Scanoni. She's been waiting for it. Hungry. No restart either, so Bakes has got to go fast. And the Canadians needing to just slow down on those passes a little.
But the United States with a miscue here as they sent a woman too early, so we're going to get an illegal substitution for too many players. So it looked like they sent someone out of the defensive door and out of the offensive door. Sometimes when that ball is bouncing towards your door, it's tough because it's coming right towards you.
So an opportunity now for Canada.
They're sorting it out. They're getting the in-home. So before the game, you designate someone as an in-home. They take the penalty.
It'll be,
should you get a penalty on the bench?
And for the United States, it's Tiana Walfer. 5-on-4 Canada, but watch out. The United States also disruptive shorthanded. They have 11 shorthanded goals, so still have to be mindful despite having the extra woman on the floor and drawing all the the defense your way, overloading now on the right side. Evans to Kinna. Kinna with the shot, she scores! Megan Kinna on the power play to get Canada back on top.
Patience and pace, Daniela. The patience to wait out Ingrid Boyum. They do a nice job of setting the pick. She tucks it, she runs, and then she realizes that Boyum is sold out. Boyum jumps up to get big. She just waits, and then a little tuck under the elbow. A beautiful finish right there by Kinna.
We're getting all kinds of fired up here in the third quarter. Started this frame with a United States 2-1 lead. Canada's been cooking. Settling it now is Wallace. Wallace looking for the cutter, Evans.
Beautiful backup by Evans there.
Back out to Wallace. And a chance for Kinna again. She was on the doorstep, ready for that repossession.
And that the time to look at what the goalie's doing and adjust and throw those fakes. Neither team has had that a lot, other than that those transition opportunities.
And it just gives a bit of a momentum change. United States pressing, seem to be gobbling up all the possession early on. Now chance, Erin Bakes.
Good ball movement. The United States is consistently running a player behind the goal to try to draw the attention back, and then they're finding those cutters. They just haven't gotten clean shots off of those feeds up top.
A little too much sauce on that pass earlier, but Ella Royer from Sherwood Park, Alberta. She flips that out, goes off. Now, Erica Evans looking for some space, but it will be United States possession.
Dana Dobie just flattened Marge Donovan there.
Here's Walfer taking that pressure from Daisha Cordingley. Canada up now, pushing to the outside. Riley Ewing. Ewing sends it around. You've got North working with Mastrioni. Mastrioni had the second goal of the game.
Walker Welch was sprinting down the field, and I think Kondo kind of went between the two runners there, but not enough pressure from the U.S. and Canada retains that ball. An important 5-on-5 set.
They have 14 seconds here. Wallace on the outside has Delana Williams with the dive. What an attempt. Got Ingrid Boyum moving. Bakes has it back. Already a goal in this game for Erin Bakes. This is Scanoni out to number 6 now. Drawing all the attention, Van Thoff. Flips it back to Scanoni. She's got 2 on her. No chance for the restart. There goes the horn. Canada the other way.
A nice little skipper there that almost bounced into that far corner, but just no quarter given by that Canadian defense. So physical, so tough, and just keeping the United States to the outside.
Potentially time here in the offensive zone. Not today, the United States says. We're taking this one back. Marge Donovan doing the work.
I've said her name a lot. She has been all over the floor creating havoc.
Final minute here in the third quarter, an active one on the score sheet. Melissa Scanoni still looking for her first goal of the game. They're bringing attention to the crease. And now, run for a loose ball and a wide open floor. A chance for Paige Murphy to put it on Ingrid Boyum. What a stop.
You saw that flip pass to Scanoni, and you knew Paige Murphy just so fast. And Scanoni, a heavy outside shooter, but not the speed demons that they have on the back end.
Murphy, a defender from Calgary, Alberta, already has 8 goals in the tournament, so she knows how to score.
Boyum's been very patient with those one-on-ones.
Now Van Thoff, bouncer. Chance for the United States to get it back, not quite. Running up is Tori Verbeek. 5 seconds left here for Canada. 2 and 1. Delana Williams will just fire it off anyway, but what a quarter for Canada. Not only tying things up, but also taking a 1-goal lead through 45 minutes.
Turning to their leaders, Doby with the dive, just Snoo. Coming up, Erin Bakes answers, and then Kinna with the score. We've got a tight one, 4-3 Canada here in Utica.
Welcome back inside the Adirondack Bank Center. We're getting set for the 4th quarter. The first ever Women's World Lacrosse Box Championship gold medal game. Canada now with a 1-goal lead. Not how they started the 3rd quarter, but this is where they're at right now. Katie Desnew, not only with a goal, but also an assist.
Yeah, she is really just the heart and soul, it feels like, of this team. And then Dana Doby, 1 goal on 4 shots. She was a little quiet in that first quarter, but a huge play with a dunk from behind. And then on the American side, Ali Mastrioni with the takeaway and the score. And Erin Bakes, someone I think has been their sneaky, hidden best player on offense.
She's so solid. She's become a fan favorite quickly here in Utica. And this is what it comes down to, a big 15 minutes in regulation. It has been back and forth. Canada trailing early 2-0. And now with just a 1-goal lead. And the goaltenders have been very strong in net, facing the most shots in a game as Erica Evans walks that one in. Gets it out to Williams, now to Snoo. Patient. But Ali Kennedy, that pressure, you're gonna feel it.
Ali Kennedy, so much pressure, so fast. Just quick recoveries. She gets a cross-check on.
You've got players like Wakefield in the mix too. 13 seconds here for Canada to Snoo.
Oh, you hear the stick break.
Oh, and it's a pass there. Running it up. If Ali Kennedy was able to get that in transition, she would have taken off.
We talk a lot about the positioning of the benches. The United States closer to their offensive end, so if they look up to the bench, they have transition opportunities. Same with Canada.
Could be huge here for the USA as Rosenzweig scores, and we're tied up once more. It's a 4-4 game here.
Danielle, sure-handedness. Just a deflected pass and a beautiful defensive effort by Canada there, but it falls right there to Lily Rosenzweig, and she is so sure-handed to pick up that ball. She waits out Kondo, throws a fake. Again, we talked about it. These teams have not had a lot of opportunities to fake on the goalies. When they have, they've made the most of it.
And Jordan Dean thought she had won that one for Canada off the face-off. And the game prior to that already tied twice. That's the 3rd time we have seen matching scores. As advertised, we knew these two teams were the best in the tournament coming into this game. Another chance here for the United States off the glass, so 13 seconds left. Jordan Dean will come up and over Erin Bakes. She's got it. Jordan Dean with the pass to Walker Welch. What a stop by Boyum.
Boyum doing her best Goa Abrams impression, flashing that hand as we saw last night. Sorry, 2 nights ago, USA versus Haudenosaunee. But what a hand save there by Boyum. Nice transition push by Canada.
Of course, makes it look easy, but when you have that one-on-one moment, Wallace down to Evans, back out. Dana Doby floats it to Evans again.
And a huge check on Kristen Carr. She got clipped on a kind of drive-by picking right there. But nice take, and boy, all the outside shots that these goalies are seeing, they are all over. We've only seen one from the outside go in.
Next goal will be a big one. Ewing, Van Thoff, and Charlotte North. North comes in, goes for the dive. She's so athletic. Kondo goes to play it.
And they say Charlotte North ran through the crease. You can run through the crease, but you can't play the ball first. So that ball goes to Canada, and here they come on the run.
Ella Royer with some patience here, getting the numbers. She's got time, 17 seconds on the shot clock. Harlow Steele cuts through and scores! Harlow Steele delivers for Canada, restoring a 1-goal lead.
Slicing like steel, she just parts the seas. It's almost like just a little mental breakdown. A nice pick, but then she goes right between the two defenders and a fake. I talked about it before. When they're able to get a little fake, she doesn't throw a huge box fake, but just enough of a reach to the far side and then pulls it back short side. A beauty of a finish.
And what can we say about the adjustments at the half, knowing how the first 30 went, just a 2-1 game, and now we're seeing bodies into the boards. This is box lacrosse.
And they get it over the timeline. They've got transition.
And Scanoni has Rosenzweig. She's trying to take the same shot she did the first time to get past Kondo. Another chance here. Flips it back. Rosenstring strikes. Takes a bow. As we're all tied up once more.
Extended transition there as the United States had a 2-on-1. They had a great look, and then they get the ball back, and they just keep pressuring. It was a 2-on-4. I say transition. It was actually odd numbers in the wrong direction as Rosenzweig with a bow. Love it. But she was uncovered inexplicably on that backside, and again, takes the time to reach around after Kondo had flashed the glove and made that save.
Andrew Rosenzweig. Absolutely incredible, an Athletes United player like many on this United States roster, so she's played pro. And this is big here for the United States. Another chance with possession, Scanoni. She's got herself to the middle, and now it's a foot race. Charlotte North gets there first.
Rory Rothney was limping off. She kind of went down awkwardly as Scanoni came around the top side. That will be key to watch because she has been one of my favorite Canadian defenders to watch tonight as she's played physical, tough, and transitioned the ball up effectively.
Rachel Lepine took it over center. Now Wallace will drive all the way back behind. She's bringing Taylor with her. Keeping pace. Now Donovan will take over. That pressure, relentless from the U.S.
And that's going to be a check from behind. A beautiful take by Canada. And that might be two penalties. Yeah, that's going to be two penalties. They're going to nab Caroline Wakefield at the end of that play.
That is so tough, but Canada will get a chance now. 5-on-3 when we come back, and we're all tied at 5 with that. The gold medal game. Staying right here inside the Adirondack Bank Center. As we settle this, we see the coaches, of course, having some words.
So we've got a check from behind, and we've got a rough. Here we see, this is a situation where Mark Donovan just almost had to take that. She was going to get a good look, and then here, Caroline Wakefield probably don't need that one. I don't know if she knew they had the delayed penalty, but it doesn't matter because it's a dead ball as soon as the ball is picked up.
Another chance to regain the lead. Ingrid Boyum will need to stand tall here for the U.S. 5-on-3. Erica Evans. Now Dana Doby puts it on. Another chance.
And I don't know that the United States has had a 5-on-3 penalty kill this entire tournament.
Behind the back that time, Erica Evans tries one over the top.
They're just so spread out. They need to stay tight. They're going to get so tired running around.
I'm just trying to find it now. Erica Evans, she had a great pass set up there by Kinna. And so the United States now heavily short-handed with possession.
Boyum, what saves there on some of the best shooters on this team. Now they got to get this ball out of the zone. They got to use their speed here.
Oh, great passing. Of course, you got Erin Bakes out there. Told you, they are very dangerous short-handed. You don't want to leave it to Erin Bakes. She's got shorties in this tournament so far. Overall, Team USA with 11 shorthanded goals. It is a 5-on-3, so what do? You put Ali Mastrioni out there. She'll take the shot. Kondo reads that one.
And a great shot, too. Sometimes doubling the ball is the most dangerous thing as you pick your own teammate Ali Mastriani with a beautiful take to the top side, but nice job by Canada to get this ball back.
So 40 more seconds here, 5-on-3 a chance now. Dobie, doorstep, has Evans with her. Around they go, Kinna!
And they had Dobie.
That was a nice move.
They had Dobie wide open on the backside. This American three-person defense needs to tighten up. They're running around like crazy, but Boyum has been so good. Can they kill this 30-second shot clock and end these 2 penalties without giving up a goal?
And the time does align quite well if they can, but of course Canada can send 2 to get that ball loose. Ewing for the United States as well, trying to help out along the wall there, but that was Walfer. She still has it. She had it in the pocket.
When it looked like, I think the United States might have called a timeout. They awarded it, but Ryan Wheeler and Ginny Cappuccioni looked at each other like, did you call that? Did you call that? I wonder, I think a player might have called it. That they're a little frustrated. That's a tough time to use your only timeout. You got 8:45 in a tie game. You want to save that. Even if you give up possession there, you drop back, you kill the last 12 seconds. So what I love there is Wakefield and Donovan were up in the penalty box, smashing on the glass, cheering on their teammate to get out of that double team.
So far, so good on this 5-on-3 penalty kill. And Mitch Belisle, we're also set for a Canada-United States men's final, and that's the first ever in World Lacrosse Box Championship history. It's always been Canada-Haudenosaunee. Haudenosaunee, both men and women, having beautiful bronze medal wins yesterday. Some of the players showing me their hard work, just gorgeous medals that they'll be going home with.
Yeah, very much. A lot of pride from those 2 programs, the men's and the women's programs, and it is going to be the United States ball. So because they called the timeout, despite losing the option to have that timeout later, they will get the ball. The shot clock still's at 13. The penalty's at 12, so they've got to run off 12 seconds. Then they'll be back to even strength.
And they'll have Wakefield and Donovan back with them at that. Rothme on the chase, but now Charlotte North over the top.
And she almost had that short side. Canada might have an opportunity here.
Rolling it up for Rachel Lepine, but it'll be Erica Evans who strikes for Canada. What a goal for the Canadians to restore an important lead in this game. They were unable to do it 5-on-3, but then capitalize at the end.
How about an effort from the Canadian defensewoman who rolled that up as she's getting checked? That's maybe the longest rolling assist I've ever seen, and a beauty of a play. The United States had released from the penalty box, but they were headed to the bench. So that ended up being an even strength goal, but it was all transition as Canada pushes the pace and they capitalize at a huge moment.
What a goal, what an effort. Truly a team won at that. You think about what a great penalty kill the United States had, doing it with just 3 women on the floor. Erica Evans back at it. And now Geisha Cordingley extends the lead in this gold medal game.
Box Lacrosse 101. You set up the pick and roll, you set an up pick from the opposite side, and then you crash the crease, and the timing on this was impeccable. This was an area I thought Canada was going to have the advantage. Look at the 2-woman game, and then just a nice cut there by Cordingley. She comes over the top and takes her time to bury and finish. That's box lacrosse, folks.
And this is just the second 2-goal lead of this game. The first one coming from the United States, a 2-0 start. Now a 7-5 lead for Canada. Still plenty of time as we approach the final 8 minutes of the 4th quarter. If you're just joining us, it's the first ever women's box lacrosse final. And that'll do from Livy Rosenzweig.
Livy Rosenzweig, not the name I expected to be the answer on the United States offense. She has been solid all tournament long. She's chipped in 5 goals, but she's got 3 today.
That's a hat trick.
And all of them coming at some of the most important times, just capitalizing immediately after Canada has scored. And look at that walk-off. Almost a bat flip in baseball right there. The calm cool stare.
And right as we were reminding everyone what was at stake, of course, being the first ever world champions on the women's side in box lacrosse. Already a historic run at this tournament, just being in this game, but going home with gold. Both these teams won it bad. Chatting with some of the players before this game saying, yeah, we woke up a little anxious, but that shaken off just like Ingrid Boyum did there. Great shot by Kinna.
And I saw those white jerseys flooding to the middle, and great patience there to find the inside cutter.
Harlow Steele couldn't get that one off to Dana Doby. She's got to fend off the pressure from Wakefield.
Marge Donovan, a takeaway, cause turnover, takeaway. Oh, someone's down and holding their throat on the back end. Is that Dana Doby?
It is Dana Doby, but we're still playing on right now. The crowd not liking what they're seeing. A whistle blown here. Dana Doby was slow to get up. And just like that, the United States able to cut through that 2-goal lead. Now back to just one. Canada up 7-6 on the line, a gold medal. And there's the goals that are getting it done. You're watching the first ever Women's World Lacrosse Box Championship final. Time now for the uncommon fit goal of the game in this gold medal battle.
And this one was a beauty. Dacia accordingly just perfectly executed box lacrosse as they run the two-person game on the backside. Find the cutter on the inside, and Dacia accordingly, the coach's daughter, with the go-ahead goal. Although with 6 minutes and 54 seconds, Daniela, still a lot of lacrosse left to be played.
We've had this game go back and forth, back and forth. The biggest lead either side has had is 2 goals. Rosenzweig would like to add a 4th marker to her tally to tie things back up for the United States. She has it. Good pass to North, 5 seconds left. Unable to get the restart.
Aaron Bakes tried a little shovel shot, trying to get it through the middle there, but gobbled up by a Canadian defender.
Rachel Lepine for Canada. Sends it over to Katie DeSnew. Very familiar with one another in box lacrosse. Now Erica Evans back to DeSnew. DeSnew gets a little bit airborne there on that shot.
Nice bump by Kayla Wood to keep her off her line.
Courtney Taylor thought she had it in control. It does get over the center line there. Gives Canada's defense a chance to get out. The captain, Harris Chuck, will settle it back for the United States. Van Thoff to Harris Chuck on the move. Now Bakes. She'll just shake everyone off. And in front, that one.
Nearly. That was in.
They're having a discussion.
They're calling that it was in.
Goal. My goodness. A costly mistake for the Canadians, but we're tied up at 7.
I was going to say some of their big names have not put the ball in the back of the net. Well, that was the least expected scorer of all. As I saw the deflection and it kind of was going slowly, and you saw it tuck into the netting. We'll get a great look at it here. Great job to knock that down, and then it just, you could see it, it tucks in, and without instant replay, available as a challenge here. You got to go with what the referees saw. The ball's got to cross the goal completely. The goal was actually pushed off the line, but just a touch.
It did go across the plane there, and that'll give the United States a crucial equalizer as we approach the final 5 minutes in the fourth quarter. Lots of time here for Canada to restore a lead. They've been clawing back. Harlow Steele, she's got a goal already. She's looking for Erica Evans. Elena Williams, does she have it? No, it's loose.
And that's where if you're a defender, you have to put your feet in the crease so you can catch that ball. But all the American defenders were outside the crease trying to grab at it, but not trying to step in the crease. Go in the crease, catch that ball, and then you're protected by that cylinder.
Now under 5 left. Rosenzweig with a hat trick already. Harris-Chuck finds Scanoni. Scanoni yet to score yet. Back to it is Banks! And it's a huge goal for the United States to put them up 1 on Canada.
What a play there. You just felt the momentum pendulum swing to the U.S.'s favor with that own goal. And they continue to work and continue to move. They're looking cross field. They get the ball moving side to side. It's hard for the defense. It's hard for the goalies. And then Kondo has to reset to that near side pipe, and Bakes is able to capitalize.
Oh, this is absolutely massive for the United States. You think about Canada's own goal allowed the game to be tied, and now they've got the go-ahead. 4.5 minutes now to the end of the fourth quarter, and they will, of course, take it, or give it over, rather, to Erin Bakes, who's been so solid for this Team 1. Charlotte North as well, over the top, she scores! It is a party in the USA right now. 2-goal lead up on Canada here in the first ever gold medal game of a women's box lacrosse championship.
And that's the first 4-goal run for either team. We had seen a 3-goal run from Canada dating back to the first half, but I've seen Charlotte North do this 3 or 4 possessions in a row. She's come over the top side, and she's either missed the net or opted to pass it across. This time she pulls it back short side, and what a take.
Here come the Canadians. Jordan Dean, oh, she goes for one more pass instead of the shot. She did have the defense in the way, blocking off the stop, and now you've got Adley Kennedy. Plenty of space, does have an eye on the white jerseys down the floor.
That was Kayla Wood getting back on transition defense. Makes a great play to get back and deflect that passes. That's a costly turnover here.
Chance for Canada to regroup. There's still time, just under 4 minutes left. And if they can get going, tie things back up here. Megan Kinna sends it far side, has Wallace.
A broken stick.
Wallace just coming up on Carr, relentless. Now Katie DeSnew. She keeps it away, sends it over to Kinna. What a rocket, but Boyum reads it. And the United States just inching closer to that world title. Marge Donovan over center. Melissa Scanoni.
So they'll try to kill as much of these shot clocks as they can and try to get a good look.
And why not Melissa Scanoni? She's got helpers. But now Rachel Lapine. She sends it up ahead to Ella Royer. Royer with speed. Down low, Erica Evans denied.
That felt like a little bit of a force to me, but what a catch there. And when you're feeding it to Erica Evans, good things usually happen. Boyum. Boy, oh Boyum, has she been spectacular tonight.
Facing the offensive threats from Canada, but now another chance. Ali Mastrioni drawing players her way. Around they go. Scanoni tries to go for the dunk.
She went for the dunk, she forgot to jump there. Just realized she was running out of time.
Hey, it works out. It chews up some more time for the USA with now a 2-goal lead.
To your point, if nothing else, that takes 30 seconds off the clock.
Erica Evans, her pass nearly turned over. Now a loose ball. Dana Doby is back out on the floor. Great to see. But this is where momentum swings. It goes a long way. A game of runs it is, and this is the biggest run we've seen for the United States. 4 goals to get them this 2-goal lead, and we're under 2 left now.
We'll see, when does Canada pull Kondo? I would guess this possession, they'll bring Kondo to the bench to get the extra tacker. They also have their second half timeout if they need it.
Bakes shaking it off, was looking for North in the middle, and there goes Kondo, or does she? You've got a timeout.
Troy Cordonley is hot under the collar there.
He's all kinds of fired up, and why not? You want this so bad. You've seen your team excel, although we had a great chat, you and I, with Cordonley before this game, and he said it is a big unknown. When you've never played the best in the world in this kind of environment, you don't know what to expect, and this has been an incredible back and forth.
Well, the thing I love about this is we didn't know what to expect, but we knew it was going to be entertaining, and that is absolutely what it has been. Up and down, back and forth, goalies standing on their heads, clutch shooters making incredible plays. It has had it all, and you can just feel the energy in this place.
Let's take a look here at how the goals have broken down in the 4th quarter. It has been the United States on fire, but when it comes to the shots on goal, it's actually tied at 11 apiece. So we're just seeing more breakthrough, and of course that costly own goal, that's just a tough break, but you've got to fight through adversity. We talked about it before. Minute 30 left, a chance to get 2 goals here for Canada. Tie things up. Dana Dobie out to Daisha Cordonley, both with goals already, along with Megan Kinna. She's got Katie DeSnoo.
Off the post.
And that's a tough one for Daisha Cordonley.
But they'll get the ball back, most importantly, and a fresh 30 to work with.
This is big here. The game clock, though, winding down, working against Canada and in favor of the United States. But Erica Evans, ball dislodged from the pocket. Taken out, now DeSnoo. And all kinds of room, an empty net. And Allie Kennedy scores!
If there's one woman you want with the ball in her stick and no one back, it's number 30, Allie Kennedy. She is off to the races, and we've got a 3-goal lead with under a minute left. But you know what, Daniela, Canadian lacrosse players, this is where they shine. Clutch in the clutch, and we still got a lot of time left.
This is big, but Allie Kennedy, she opened things up just 53 seconds into this gold medal game, and right now looking to bookend it with that. We're 50 seconds to history for the United States. Molly Garrett will keep it away. Why not? If you can wind down the clock, this is huge. The United States. History on the line now. Ewing getting the check, and Canada just unable to get possession. Dean, nobody in front.
And that'll be an over and back, and if the United States can run this out, this should just about do it. Daniela talking to Ryan Wheeler, one of their assistant coaches. He said, we're going to put it in the book. They were joking with every turn. They called this team one, and there will be a 30 for 30. There will be a Disney movie, and this is history in the making.
USA chance breaking out as the final 10 seconds winds down. And Melissa Scanoni will keep it. History on home soil. The United States, Team 1, now the first women's world champion in box lacrosse. A monumental 10-7 win over Canada for the gold medal.
What a moment. These women poured their hearts and their souls into this experience. Not just today. This dates back years in the making. Both the red, white, and blue and the Canadian red and white have been working towards this and building towards this and pioneering the way for women's sports. What a journey these teams have been on and overcome with emotion on both sides of the floor. Ingrid Boyum, what a day.
Ingrid Boyum facing 48 shots in this game alone, that is just one shy of her tournament total at that. And not just any kinds of shots from just a deadly offense in Canada. And there's accordingly having words with the women who have made history. We can't stress enough just being here, getting to this final. They were on this collision course from day one. And it was Canada who scored. Katie Desneux, the first ever goal in a women's World Lacrosse box championship. And the emotions, they're so strong because these women that you're seeing on the floor, they don't just play. They coach, they develop, they are on committees and boards. They are striving to improve diversity and equity in the game of lacrosse, not only, of course, for women, but for anyone playing the sport. They want to grow it. They have a passion and a drive, and these people in the stands, their families and friends, have been there for this journey. An absolute party for them as well to get to celebrate in this moment. And we also want to give credit to the history made for the U.S. women. Because of the way the semifinals shook out, they were actually the first ever team, period, from the United States to win a semifinal in a World Lacrosse Box Championship. And then the men went and did their own thing and made history getting into the final that will play out tonight. But now let's head down to our very own Mackie Jenner.
Livy, all of you, your names now inserted in the history books. What does this one mean for you?
Sorry. It's really exciting. I think that it was like a long journey to get here. And it was hard. And I think like we came back from being down, and I think that just shows like what type of team we are and how much we care about each other and just that will to win.
I mean, your coach talked about being ready for greatness, and that is something that all of you women absolutely showed on this floor today. You had a tremendous game, one of the turning factors. I mean, to do it alongside some of those people must be pretty incredible.
Yeah, it was so much fun, and we owe it all to our coaches, really. They believed in us. We were a bunch of field players turned box players, and all because of their coaching and belief in us and belief in each other, and I think that's why we were able to get it done.
Well, thank you, and congratulations to you, the first ever. Now go celebrate with your team. Thank you. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Mackie. A hat trick and 2 assists for Livy Rosenzweig, and just an incredible moment for United States lacrosse, and just the heavyweights from the coaching staff to the players.
Well, and you heard Livy say it was all the coaches. The coaches said we had the best raw material to shape and work with. It was all these women that put in the work. So just a selfless team. They called themselves Team One. They were a team of firsts at every step of the way, and now they will be the first to receive the women's box championships lacrosse gold medal.
And while it is the United States moment, credit can't be given enough to Canada and the battle that they have brought to the floor. And in this game too, both these teams coming into this moment knowing we don't know what the other side can bring. That's the way the tournament was structured. These two teams in opposing pools headed towards this moment in time. And to do it, of course, in Utica, New York, the United States able to win it right here at home.
And how about this? It was a tie game with 5 minutes left, Daniela. Can you ask for any better of a gold medal championship as the United States will do a lap with the American flag?
And the crowd cheering. And you know, Dana Dobie, I'm looking over, this is leadership on the Canadian side clapping. She recognizes what was done, the game that was played. So many lead changes, so many moments where this game was all tied up. It started with a 2-2 tie, and then 3-3, 4-4, 5-5.
They call across a game of runs. We saw a few of those. No team really pulled away until the last 5 minutes. And U.S. and the game tying goal, the own goal, there was a deflection off a great defensive play that knocked the ball down, but it just took a unlucky bounce for the Canadian women and went into their corner. And then the pendulum of fate swung United States' way, and they took that and they ran with Erin Bakes, my pick for sleeper of the tournament on offense, did some amazing things. She ends up scoring the game, what ended up being the game-winning goal off a beautiful ball movement.
And what's so incredible, too, is despite the scores, and sure, they were lopsided, especially through pool play for both sides, but for the United States, they also lost a player in Sammy Swart. And we want to give credit to the incredible play that she brought to the team. And, of course, now still a part of this gold medal winning team, but unable to be on the floor with her teammates. That's tough, and able to pull through and do this for her as well.
Yeah, she was awarded the Heart and Spirit of Lacrosse Award by the team during that semifinals. So her resilience, we saw her go down in that Haudenosaunee game, and we saw her sitting right there in the tunnel with ice on her knee and tears in her eyes, and you knew that it was likely that her tournament was over, but she was absolutely not leaving Utica as she stood by and supported the team and brought them that level of grit and determination that they needed.
And the other scratch in this game, Abby Bosco, just a huge part of Team 1. And getting to win this in her home state. So many of these players, of course, from maybe not right close to this area, but nearby or played college nearby. There's a lot of history in this area. We are in Utica, New York. And a tremendous gold medal win for the United States. Mitch, it's been so great calling this with you, alongside you, and you were a former Team USA member going back to 2011. So when you get to see this, I mean, this is not something you've seen in the box game, is the red, white, and blue celebrating this way, and of course, their head coach up there as well.
Yeah, former teammate on that 2011 team, making history playing in that World Championship, and now making history again coaching this group of amazing women. I got a chance to sit down with Ali Mastriani for lunch before the games, and I think I was as excited as she was, because I remember my first opportunity to play box lacrosse. It wasn't until the NLL, and I just remember how much I loved playing the game. You can see that joy for the game in every face on the floor, win or lose. And they have so much pride and so much passion. And to see box lacrosse continue to grow for men, for women around the globe is something that is spectacular, and I hope continues for years to come.
But there is heartbreak as well out there. The Canadians, of course, coming into this game, wanting gold so bad. That's why you get a game like this where you've had several tied scores. There was also the 7-7 tie. That was the final time, as you mentioned, right approaching that 5-minute mark left in the game. And who knew what was going to happen, how things would unfold.
Troy Cordingley told us 85% of this team's under 24, so Canada will be back.
So Canada.
World Lacrosse Women's Box Championships to the members of Team Canada. Save the best. Thank you. Best and last. Thank you so much. Thank you. And now, we invite you to please rise, if you are able to do so, for the national anthem of the United States.
Unbelievable scenes here inside the Adirondack Bank Center. What a moment here for the United States women's lacrosse team, the United States lacrosse program, and the future of lacrosse in the United States. What a game, what a performance. I hope you enjoyed every moment of this afternoon. We still have one more game to come up, but this was an incredible display of lacrosse, of physicality, of tenacity, of passion, and of love for the game. The Americans jumped out to the early lead. Canada showed resilience to get back into this one. They ended up having a 2-goal lead, but it was a 5-goal run by the Americans in the fourth quarter to steal this one and become the first ever World Lacrosse Women's Box Champions. What a performance by the American women. Congratulations to Ginny Cappuccioni and her entire squad for making history here tonight. The game winner comes off the stick of Aaron Bakes. and it was a hat-trick performance by Livy Rosenberg. But what a day by Ingrid Boy, who makes 40 saves, and the Americans win the women's gold medal. The men's are up next, but we will have our studio show here from Adirondack Bank Center in downtown Utica. Coming up next on ESPN, I'll be joined by a slew of guests as we get you set for the gold medal game in the men's championships from Utica.